time, frequency, and our alignment. So recently I've been tuning in a lot more into hemisynchronization. A lot of the benefits of actually going into a hemisync relationship between the left and the right brain, being able to, it's very windy here, being able to tap into certain 0-point fields within the consciousness, allowing a lot of our consciousness to actually embody into the now moment relatively to the experience we're having within this holographic structure. Our energetic synthesis is right now coalescing with the energetics that are coming into the field, which are currently changing the magnetic field within this realm, which is also correlating to the changes that we are experiencing on a polarity or a pole shift from within. So a lot of that is essentially connected into a lot of the memories that we have, the cache in itself, and a lot of these energetic changes that are taking place right now is essentially opening up a lot of the memory banks within our DNA, right? So from actually tuning into a lot of the energies, that in itself is becoming more accessible to us. And yeah, it's interesting that recently I've been feeling more and more this whole time reality, time shift, time flux paradigm, the paradoxes of everything that we are is and has been expanding and coming into form a lot more recently than it has before. So I started realizing that a lot of the things that I would have maybe written down, or even videos that I would have created in itself in the moment, when I was in the moment, I was tuning into, because we fluctuate in frequencies, you see, and the frequencies in itself actually are connected to us being in certain time zones or timelines, if you put it like that, right? So we constantly like shift in itself, not all the time, but our frequencies change, right? We increase in frequency, so the more we embody our consciousness, our higher self essentially is connected into the future, our future self, basically. So when you connect into your higher self and you embody more of your higher self, you're essentially existing in what would be perceived to be the future, which is why some visionaries and philosophers and different, conscious people that are more oriented to accelerating or tapping into their higher consciousness would be expressing certain forms of knowledge that a populace may not be ready for at the given time, because it is more of a future, it's a higher frequency, it's in the future. They're gonna catch up to that eventually. And so yeah, like a lot of that has been coming into my consciousness more, in understanding the whole relation between frequencies and the energetic upgrades that we're going through, as well as its connection to the bifurcation of time that we're also going through, where we're seeing a somewhat of a split in consciousness, awareness, in the free flow of information in some sectors and in the consciousness, right? And not so much in others. Yeah, so it's all connected, and that connection is becoming a lot clearer the more we allow for our consciousness, this energy, the universal structure, this organic or more so crystalline template within our energetic fields, our morphogenetic fields, to more fully align with our higher mind, our higher consciousness, and tune into the energetic synthesis that is occurring right now upon the realm, yeah, on this cosmic clock that we exist on. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very interesting time that we're going through right now, and it's gonna get even more interesting as more awareness comes to us, and we have to really tune into trusting ourselves, yeah, and getting used to that inner trust, and not really I guess like put in. Okay, so I also noticed through certain experience that I've had over the last maybe 7 years, right? Through a lot of my research, I would have been researching about third eye activation, intuition, and there are certain, I guess, things that you would be looking for in, like, let's say a third eye activation, right? But some things are similar and some things aren't, and it's all based on your own unique path, your own unique DNA template, your morphogenetic field, the expression of which your universe, your higher consciousness wishes to express itself here in the now, right? And I found that a lot of my own experiences through learning to like tap into my own awareness, with me actually taking the blueprint from like other things, maybe like from what I read and stuff like that, in some aspects kind of blocked me from being able to tune into my own unique way of tapping into my higher consciousness. Yeah, and one of the I guess the most, well, at least for me, the most accelerated trajectory that it took for me is when I actually started requesting my consciousness through quieting my mind in meditation. You can do that through like whole body breathing, and actually requesting for like training, for example, before bed. So before bed I would ask to be trained how to like tap into my intuition, tap into like certain gifts and abilities, certain expressions of my consciousness here in the realm. And I would do that every night for weeks, right? And I think after like maybe a week or 2 weeks I would get dreams on certain things, and I would be able to apply these things in my waking, quote unquote, waking reality. Yeah, or let's call it this collective dream. And over time, through like consistency and practice, a lot of practice, I was able to actually begin to tap into a lot of my own abilities that you wouldn't necessarily find in a book per se. See, so not saying that looking in a book and stuff like that is, because again, all that is connected into acquiring or bringing in frequencies into the consciousness, right? The remembrance. So all that is a part of it, and really beginning to trust yourself now is one of the key things that I have learned. So yeah, so I guess all that is to say, in these times where we're going through a lot of energetic changes, um, everyone's abilities, everyone's own experiences are going to be very unique, but we're also going to share some similarities as well. So it's also really great to, for people to share notes, um, in terms of like comparing notes and talking about it, discussing it, and we help each other through that. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that. I hope that helps in some way. And yeah, the energetic changes that are occurring right now are accelerating exponentially as we experience a lot of these energy influxes coming in from the the central sun, our hearts, the core of the earth, the consciousness itself within our DNA, right? And again, it's gonna feel like time is speeding up because all that is connected into the frequency accreting into our morphogenetic fields, more physically here, right? So yeah, to those who haven't joined the Telegram yet, check out Telegram. I post a lot of updates there. Yeah, it's a lot more open uh, there, I feel, in terms of the energy. So whereas I don't need to say any more on that, but yeah, yeah, and comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and yeah, I will see you on the flip side.